Thanks very much, everybody, and thank you all for being here. And I would just like to acknowledge the Indigenous custodians of the land here on which today we're talking, but we'll hear fabulous music once we escape. Thanks very much to the panellists. This exercise has been very good for my geography. I'm embarrassed to say we had to look up where Nannup and Kangaroo Valley were in Australia. So thanks for coming. It's been interesting to hear the different festivals and see what they have in common and what they have separate. It seems to me that venues is an issue, dollars is mostly an issue, but there are festivals here who are on the way to real sustainability, and that's a huge triumph for this area of music, which we know is huge and has massive appeal across the country and yet is seen in a larger sense as fringe. The age of the people who are doing the organising is a bit of an issue, and yet there are fabulous young people right here that we're really pleased to see as part of the business of keeping this music alive and going all around the country. We have to all keep working on that, I guess. Support from the locality seems to be very important, and there are some festivals that are doing a fabulous job in bringing all the people in the area where the festival is taking place on board and getting them to feel like they've got an investment in the festival, and that's really important too, I think. Compliance, what a boring issue that is, but it is, and it's becoming a larger issue, and at Folk Alliance we're really aware of some of those issues to do with just all the regulations, the increasing belief that you can kind of legislate your way out of any risk. It's not possible, but we have to go on doing all the compliance requirements. The thing I'm interested to see is that there hasn't been much there hasn't been much said this morning about relationships between the festivals. I think we probably tend to see the National as a pivotal sort of festival in a year of festivals and in the pantheon of festivals that we have in Australia. I'm really interested and curious to know how much communication there is between festivals. We don't have the really huge festivals represented here like Woodford and Port Fairy, for instance. But I think that communication is the first step, and then maybe some cooperation or sharing. I know that Woodford does some of that. That can be one of the things that can perhaps support all the festivals across the country. So what we'd really like to do now is open the forum to anybody who's got a question for any of the panellists, and also to any of the panellists who've got questions for other panellists.